Here we go.
Okay, this is Pete the Tech Guy. I'm here with General Don Bolduc, who is running for the Senate here in New Hampshire. General, thank you for giving us a few minutes.
You're welcome.
What prompted you, as a veteran and as a person who had served in Afghanistan, like to jump into the political fray this time?
Well, love my country, love the state, but more importantly, I received letters and texts and messages and phone calls from people in New Hampshire from all 10 counties when I mapped it all up, people from all over the United States and all over the military, encouraging me and asking me to run for office. And I thought, well, if they think that I can go down there and serve them and I'm the kind of person that they want to put their trust in, then the public service sense of me said, all right, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to go down there and I'm going to give them 100% and work for them, which I think is a big difference with the people that we have there now.
Now, you served in combat in Afghanistan. Of course, in combat, you have to plan tactics, you have to plan logistics, you have to plan all of these things for success. How has that compared with a political campaign when you also have to deal with logistics and this type of thing?
Well, I think it's matched up very well. You need a strategy, you need an operational approach, and then you need tactics, and then you need budget, you need personnel. You got to resource things, you got to lay things on a map, you got to figure out how you're going to network and communicate with folks. And that's everything that we do in the military. So the transfer of the skills that I learned in the military for 33 and a half years, working from private to general, go very well in the political world when it's coming to when it comes to putting together a plan and executing that plan, and being flexible enough to adjust off of that plan when you need to, right? I mean, that's a big deal. But more importantly, I think what my military experience gave me was the ability to be able to get out there and talk to people. I've sat with ambassadors, sat with heads of state, done business with them, and all the way down to privates in our military. So I can relate and understand the needs and requirements and what people need, regardless of where they are and what they're doing inside our communities. And so I think that's a pretty powerful advantage.
Now, you are an unabashed supporter of President Trump.
That's correct.
And how important is it to have a senator from New Hampshire, especially a senator from New England, since we have so few Republicans, only have one Republican in the entire Congress from New England, who is behind the president, especially given what we've seen the last 8 months?
Well, I think it's hugely important to be behind President Trump right now. He is the leader of our party. We need to recognize him as such. And I really believe in his America First agenda. Economic prosperity, fiscal responsibility, safety and security of America, getting rid of corrupt career politicians, and working through and dealing with the swamp, this very diverse of political parties that we have, so that we can come together and do the right thing for Americans. And I think we can all agree that that's what his policies have done. Now, look at this administration that's undone every single policy that he put in place, and look where we're at right now. It is perplexing to me when people can't look outside of the political lens and say, our country's on a bad road right now. And it's on a bad road because people in this current administration have made bad decisions and opposite decisions of what President Trump made. So we need Republicans that are going to support President Trump, whether he remains the leader of our party outside of politics or whether he decides to come into politics. And if he does, we need to be behind him.
Now, as a general who's been in active service and gone many different places, people talk about America and the American dream. And I want to close with this question because the presentation is about to go outside. How do you feel when you see people talking about empty shelves and we need to expect less? To me, it's just beyond anything I've thought of people talking about as Americans.
Well, yes. Well, obviously it breaks my heart when I travel around this country, I travel around this state, and I see businesses that can't get people to work, have to close hours, have to slow down their business, have to take a cut in pay. The American dream is something that's very precious to me. I lived it in my own life, having the opportunity to go from private to general. I mean, there aren't very many countries in the world where you can start as a private, and I'd probably count them on one hand, and make it to general. You know, you have to start at, you know, at the top if you're going to be at the top, right? So our country affords us a lot of opportunities, and we have to get back to a country that looks at opportunity and equality, not of outcome, not equity, but equality, so that we bring back that American dream and people realize that, hey, this country is worth fighting for. This country, it was established, our rights given to us from God. They're rights that should be protected by man. We see people are trying to violate our individual rights now. They're trying to interfere with our economic prosperity. They're spending our money inappropriately, and every turn in the road that you see, the safety and security of Americans, something that we should be guaranteed so that we can live the American dream, is being sold. It's being sold to the highest bidder by career politicians.
And General, if people want more information about your campaign, where can they go?
They can go to www.donbolduc.com, and you know, they can support my campaign either by contribution, volunteering. They can ask me questions. I'll get them. I go out to coffee. I go out to lunch with folks. I'll talk to everybody. I will try to earn people's vote. That's what it's about.
Okay, General, I know we have to get back to the hall, but I got to ask about the dog. The dog
Yes.
is actually
Yeah.
awesome. Tell me about the dog.
Victor is a federally trained and registered medical service dog. I've had him for 3.5 years. He was trained for 18 months. I paired with him for 2 weeks. He's been with me. He goes everywhere with me. I have Victor because I'm qualified to have him, but most importantly, I have Victor for the veteran work I do. And it is to encourage veterans to get a service dog if they need it. That's a visible sign to a lot of people that something's wrong, right? And that means you're going to get, people are going to judge you. There's going to be a stigma. And if I can get, as a general, if I can get other veterans to appreciate or to get the confidence to get a dog and not worry about what people are going to think about them, and it saves their lives, then we've done a good thing.
General, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you, my friend. God bless you.